Sorry for the delay. We had problems with our internet here at the house, but we have got things going again. So thank you very much for joining me here on Talk Live on IJ and YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Yes, we're back with a Friday night. Oh yes, I'm wearing what I'm wearing tonight is a original piece from the one and only Beats by Creation. Shout out to Beats by Creation for the well, I bought it really. I thought it was excellent. So if you're looking for it, beatsbycreation.com, beatsbycreation.com. If you're looking to get some gear, they have great hoodies. And for anybody who's a gym head like me, a gym rat like me, it is fantastic gear. So beatsbycreation.com, ladies and gentlemen, beatsbycreation.com for your merch. So like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Let's get into this, ladies and gentlemen. We're not going to waste any more time. Sorry for the delay. There she is. Making sure that we have everything available, everything's good and up and running. So Corey Holcomb fights, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with Corey Holcomb. Friday night Corey fights, ladies and Friday night Corey Holcomb fights. And quite simply, more frivolity. We haven't had this for a couple of weeks, but more frivolity from the likes of Corey Holcomb and Anton Dance, who will be featuring tonight. And a new enemy on the scene, ladies and gentlemen. He's an old one, but more recently, through a recent interview, has resurfaced itself and is now new again. But let's get into, first off, there's some serious allegations against Corey Holcomb, and we're going to get into this through the video. So let's get back to the Ubius Tubius and into the window capture. Bang. There we go. There I am, and we're going to get into Poetic Flacco. Poetic Flacco's doing wonderful things on YouTube, so shout out to Poetic Flacco. He's been covering this Corey Holcomb fiasco from its inception, and he's been getting heat from the one and only Corey Holcomb himself, making fun of him. Now he's made it his personal vendetta, and I do mean his personal vendetta, to make sure that this man is viewed in a negative light, just with facts, ladies and gentlemen. It's not with any horror. I think Poetic Flacco's a straight shooter and a stand-up guy, but he didn't exactly like the sentiments that were issued by the one and only Corey Holcomb. So we're going to get into this right now with this video. Corey Holcomb has just reached a new all-time low, ladies and gentlemen. A new all-time low. It is the one and only Poetic Flacco. We're going to start off right here, fair use, and let's get into this here on Talk Live on a Friday night. Corey Holcomb fights. Let's get into it.
Podcast where he's asking his audience to help him get a convicted PDF released from prison. So Corey Holcomb starts this podcast with a message from R. Kelly. So R. Kelly and Corey Holcomb are apparently cool. R. Kelly and Corey Holcomb is so cool that R. Kelly gave Corey Holcomb a call to disseminate misinformation and information to the public. And Corey Holcomb went along with it. Now, Corey Holcomb bought whatever R. Kelly was selling so much that Corey Holcomb began an initiative to get R. Kelly released from prison.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Corey Holcomb was one of the few, how should I say, supporters of the one and only R. Kelly. So much so back in the day, he had, talks with R. Kelly. I invited him to come on to the show and issue a statement asking for his own release and from prison for the faux pas that he had. So, it's not very good. I would say he backed the wrong horse here. But let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Not exactly one of the leading lights here. It's not something that Corey Holcomb really harks back to on a regular basis. But the smartest man in the room seems to be wrong here. Let's continue.
We're going to play the video. I just want y'all to listen to what R. Kelly has to say, because there's information he wants the public to know about this scandalous law they got, that if you ask me, you can lock anybody up for anything with this law. But anyway.
That's right. Lead and nigga ass. Okay. I love when he says that anyways. That's my favorite. Lead and nigga. Well, let's continue.
Wait, go on here, play the audio.
I'm not going to waste your time. The audio is essentially R. Kelly saying he's innocent, saying they was out to get him, etc. We've heard it before, okay? Now, wanting R. Kelly free ain't really a new phenomenon. I feel like a lot of people probably have that opinion until you go and read what R. Kelly actually did. Like, I'm sure in my life at some point I was probably on the side of saying, man, free R. Kelly, just being an edgelord, until you go and read what R. Kelly did and you realize, yeah, keep him in prison, okay? Now, it's one thing to feel like R. Kelly is innocent and you want him released, but it's another to completely misrepresent what R. Kelly was convicted of in an attempt to manipulate your audience to make a call to the people involved, in the words of Corey Holcomb, to get R. Kelly released. Corey Holcomb lies to his audience, misrepresent the facts of his case, and completely misrepresent what R. Kelly was convicted of in an attempt to manipulate and trick his audience to get this convicted PDF released.
Okay, because now this is happening during the R. Kelly. We had a comment here from Lana BK. Shout out to Lana BK, doing wonderful things YouTube streets. Exactly how far back in the day? This was during the R. Kelly trial. This is about, so if you think R. Kelly trial was about 6-7 years ago, I think it was just around COVID or just after COVID. I think it was 2020. I think it was about 3-4 years ago. I think it was 2021 and 2022 when the trial was happening. So Corey was fighting on behalf of R. Kelly, trying to get him released. He thought all the charges were bogus and they were false allegations that got him in hot water. And again, he backed the wrong horse. But let's see how he did such a thing. Let's continue.
All right, the elephant in the room. I played those phone calls from the brother R. Kelly, and I feel good about letting my man get a chance to speak his mind and say what he have to say, because when I heard him speak and talk about things, I was like, yo, this is something that the people need to hear. I mean, most people have an open mind about it, but some people say what they want to say. But listen to me. We are in trouble as black people in America, as we have been since they kidnapped us and brought us out here. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. A lot of people had a misconception about what R. Kelly was in jail for.
What's about to follow is a lie, a vicious lie that I've seen retold and disseminated by a lot of abused sympathizers like Corey Holcomb. Now, I believe that at some point I probably would have believed something like this before if I didn't do my own research. But I've seen this told time after time after time, and it's usually coming from men who think like Corey Holcomb, who have the same views as Corey Holcomb. And the lie that's about to be told is, oh, R. Kelly and his victims were all adults. R. Kelly wasn't arrested for messing with no minors. What y'all talking about? Now, even if this was the case, I was too young when the R. Kelly video and the tape dropped, but a lot of y'all witnessed with your own eyes R. Kelly violate and abuse a young girl. So you guys already know for a fact R. Kelly is a pedo. Regardless of what the cases are, y'all already know this. But in this situation, R. Kelly was on tape doing what he did, and y'all seen it. I didn't see it. Like, I was a kid when that dropped. But on top of that, R. Kelly was convicted of victimizing minors. So, what Corey...
Here's a saying that many of you may know, but if you don't know, I'm about to tell you. R. Kelly was married to Aaliyah. Aaliyah at the time was around 14, 15 years old. Now, again, the legalities and the statutory R word, charges would have just basically dissolved the marriage, quite simply, because you can't, in the state of Illinois, marry a 15-year-old. But he tried to marry Aaliyah at 15. 14, 15 years old. Yeah. If you know, you know. Let's continue.
Holcomb is about to say is an absolute lie that he's telling his 5150 audience to manipulate them into helping him get his abuser homie free.
A lot of people thought R. Kelly was in jail because of some that had to do with, they caught him with this young girl or something. No, that's not what it was. Listen to what I'm telling you in America. This is why I wanted to talk to my brother because, I mean, first of all, when you locked up on some bogus, that make the time go even slower. They have some laws that are flat out bogus in this world that work for who they want it to work for and go against the people they don't want it to work for. What happened to that brother R. Kelly is bogus as hell. They don't have no evidence of this man doing the shit that a lot of us thought they had him arrested for. He's not in jail for that you think you know about. He in jail because crooked mother sent he was with off, used them as witnesses against him to lock him up for this shit called racketeering.
Here's the thing about Corey Holcomb that you may come to know about right now. He's a huge conspiracy theorist. He's a huge conspiracy theorist. He loves to let everybody know that black, in particular black men, especially for black men, they're being railroaded. They're being they're a pawn in the system. They're a victim of the man. All these different things, and that's exactly what he thought of R. Kelly. He thought R. Kelly was a victim of the man, and that crooked lawyers, crooked judges locked up R. Kelly on false charges. That is what Corey Holcomb believes. But you notice how Corey Holcomb never brings this up again. Just saying. But give him credit, it's still on public record. So he must believe these sentiments, these statements. It's a matter of public record. You can go back in Corey Holcomb files and find this during the R. Kelly trial. Wow. Okay. Talk about backing the wrong horse. Let's continue.
I'm not here to justify nothing about what anybody did with their dick. Because I'm here to tell you, if the world knew what I did with my dick, some people would hate me, but some people would make a Corey Holcomb trophy.
First off, I don't know any man who would want to compare what R. Kelly did with his penis to what you did with yours. If the comparison is even comparable, you should be locked up too, right? So first off, Corey Holcomb is deliberately misrepresenting the facts to manipulate his audience for what he's about to ask them to do. But before we play Corey Holcomb asking his audience to call the prosecutors so they could, request to get R. Kelly free, let's just do some research real quick and show you guys exactly what R. Kelly was convicted of so you can see exactly what Corey Holcomb is advocating for. Corey Holcomb said time after time R. Kelly was not convicted of anything in regards to minors. That's just a flat-out lie. This is directly from the justice.gov website. Wednesday, September 14, 2022, they sent out a press release where recording artist R. Kelly was convicted on federal child porn and exploitation charges.
Okay, so Lana, in answer to your question, exactly how far back in the day, it was around 2022. As you clearly saw, this is when Corey Holcomb was convicted of the child SA trafficking and child P and exploitation charges. So it's 2022.
Let's read exactly what that nasty man R. Kelly did, okay? A federal jury in Chicago today convicted, again, not accused, convicted R. Kelly, Robert Sylvester Kelly, also known as R. Kelly, on child porn and exploitation charges. Corey, why do you want any man who was convicted in a court of law on child porn charges free? Evidence at the 4-week trial in U.S. District Court in Chicago revealed that R. Kelly enticed multiple girls to engage in activity and recorded some of the abuse on videotape. R. Kelly met the victims in the late 1990s and engaged in acts with them while they were under the age of 18.
Guys, do remember, this is part of his MO. This is part of his traits here. Remember, he married Aaliyah in the early 90s when she was only 14, 15 years old. Look it up. It's there for you. That was his first. That was the. But it was shrouded in mystery because R. Kelly was still riding high, and still they kept it under wraps. But no, a leopard doesn't change his stripes. Here we are again, ladies and gentlemen. In the late 90s, he went back to those. Well, to those, I would call them children. I would call them very, very young women, and did what he did. Yeah, he engaged in underage S/X. That's what R. Kelly's known for. That's what Corey Holcomb wanted to fight against and get R. Kelly released. Okay.
R. Kelly, 55, of Chicago, was convicted on 3 counts of producing child porn and 3 counts of enticing a minor to engage in sexual activity. Each count of producing child porn carries a mandatory minimum sentence of 10 years in federal prison and a maximum of 20 years. The maximum sentence for each count of enticement of a minor is 10 years. In all, R. Kelly faces a sentence of 10 to 90 years in prison. This is what R. Kelly was convicted of.
Okay, so he was eventually given 30 years. I believe it's 30 years, anyways, for child sex trafficking and child porn charges. Remember, I asked you to take your mind back to when was it now? Dave Chappelle on the Chappelle Show did a very, very funny skit back in the day called "Pee on You." In which he did it was a little play on words on R. Kelly and an R. Kelly medley on how basically he he peed on his his lovers. Turns out these lovers were kids. And turns out he filmed those kids. But Corey Holcomb wants them out. These were tapes he left in full view of the public. Well, I think it was if you go into the video of Surviving R. Kelly. That's the series. Do look at that. It did a very huge, fantastic investigative report on R. Kelly's exploits and his depravity and the depths that they would go to with regards to exploiting these children. And it was known that he had a secret room where he had videotapes, and he would do these pee on you acts to kids. But Corey wants him out. Let's continue.
Okay. Now, he was acquitted. Again, we're going to tell the full story, okay? The jury acquitted R. Kelly on 7 other counts, including 1 count of child porn, 1 count of conspiracy to obstruct justice, 1 count of conspiracy to receive child porn, 2 counts of receiving child porn, and 2 counts of enticing a minor to engage in criminal sexual activity. However, he was found guilty of other child porn charges. They charged R. Kelly with so many child porn charges, because that's how many evidence they had on R. Kelly, that he was acquitted on 7 of it, but he was still found guilty on child porn charges.
Guys, he had videotapes documenting this stuff, and he never really hid them in the vault or put them away. He was in a small room where he kept these victims. Well, he kept them in a holding house, but where he performed these acts, there were videotapes. Where that's the reason why these charges of child porn and S/X exploitation were pretty much an open shut case, because he had videotapes of them. He videotaped this stuff. Dave Chappelle wasn't exactly, he was singing and laughing, but it was just, And if you look back at that skit, he inserts a VHS tape. He was hiding in plain sight, ladies and gentlemen. That was 2002. He is convicted in 2022, 20 years later. Make that make sense. The court wants him out, though. Court wants him out.
The guilty verdict finally holds R. Kelly accountable for the abuse of a 14-year-old girl, and they help right the wrongs that occurred in a prior prosecution in Cook County, said U.S. Attorney Losh. The damage R. Kelly inflicted on his victims is immeasurable. So R. Kelly was convicted of child porn charges in relation to a 14-year-old girl and others. So when Corey Holcomb comes on his podcast and he says, yo, R. Kelly was not found guilty of none of that, that's just an outright lie, bro. That's just a flat-out lie. Now, when Corey Holcomb talks about the racketeering charge, that's another trial, by the way. And even in that trial that Corey Holcomb talks about in regards to racketeering, where they're charging R. Kelly with racketeering because they're saying R. Kelly and his homies and his employees, they colluded to transport underage girls across state line for him to engage in intercourse with them.
Matt, the undisputable NIGDR law. See Dave Chappelle in his latest Netflix show, the undisputable NIGDR Act. That's the Mann Act he was convicted of. Yep, here's another. They got someone else here. It wasn't just Jack Johnson. It was R. Kelly.
R. Kelly was found guilty.
And P. Diddy. That P. Diddy too.
Of that as well. In regards to the RICO that R. Kelly was found guilty on, R. Kelly was charged with interstate transport, which is the RICO, right? That his employees and other people in his network helped him transport these minors across state line. So he was convicted of interstate transport, physical abuse, statutory rape in Illinois and California of Jane Doe number 4, which is a minor who was 17 at the time. He was also convicted of interstate transport, confinement, assault, and undisclosed STD exposure with Jane Doe number 5. That was his racketeering and his RICO case. So, yes, R. Kelly was convicted of messing with minors in that racketeering and RICO case. Corey, you are helping your audience. You're manipulating your audience like you're just outright lying to them.
Now remember, it was this RICO case that was used to try to convict P. Diddy. They saw this as the blueprint. They saw this as the precedent to go after P. Diddy for his abuse of Cassie et al. But they only got the Mann Act on him. I guess he had a bit more money for his defense. Let's continue.
Now, when Corey Holcomb says, oh, the feds got in the ear of one girl and convinced her, what he's referring to is a video. I broke this down already. There's an entire video on my channel where I break this down. Okay? Now, R. Kelly calls got leaked to the public through bloggers, right? Now, those calls is of R. Kelly talking to a woman that he told his girlfriend, Ariel, that he was not talking to. So once Ariel heard those calls, she then agreed to testify against R. Kelly. Ariel met R. Kelly when she was 17. That's just a guaranteed fact. She has proof of this. R. Kelly gave Ariel herpes when she was 17, right? An incurable disease. And she been with R. Kelly since. So R. Kelly was convicted of that, and she testified against R. Kelly because of it. So this is what we're dealing with here. So when Corey Holcomb says, family, 5150 family, R. Kelly was not convicted of nothing with minors. That was a lie. And then 2, here is Corey Holcomb, after manipulating and lying to his audience, here is Corey Holcomb telling his audience how they could help him help get R. Kelly free.
That's why I want everybody to write to the Department of Justice. 950, Pennsylvania.
From my good brother R. Kelly, but I did what I had to do because I don't like when people get railroaded in jail. He gave an address. We're going to post this address again. And when y'all write to the Department of Justice, the people who will, and I hope it's a lot of you who will, you need to make sure you express the concerns of being an American citizen where you have laws that lock us up for nothing. And this is all an extortion to get that brother catalog.
Yeah, and here's the thing, guys. Remember the Boondocks episode where where R. Kelly was featured, and you had people shouting outside and inside the courtroom, and you had advocates such as Corey Holcomb outside and inside the courtroom, advocating for his release because he's a good brother, quote unquote. Yeah, this is the man who backed the wrong horse. And I'm sure he still believes that to this day. So when he's telling you about the law, when the lead attorney is telling him about the law, which he seriously has no idea of, guys. He has no idea. And his counsel, but he's a bit he's a bit sly rather than, knowledgeable. But this guy has no idea. Zero idea. So for you to take his word after he backed R. Kelly to be released from prison, he did a whole show on the man. He spoke to the man. He said, nah, you're being railroaded. We need to get you out. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, but there's more. There's more. Let's continue.
The music industry, man, for us, man, it's the way we make our big money. When you are a famous music person, whether it be rap or whatever, this is how we get our money. But listen to me, man. If your catalog is worth something, something gonna happen to you. And you can do the research. I was talking to my homeboy today, Officer Ballenter, about Sam Cooke. I didn't know all that stuff went down with Sam Cooke. I didn't know that.
Corey loves to compare him and his nasty homies to like civil rights activists and leaders that we love and the real martyrs who died for black issues, right? R. Kelly is not a martyr. R. Kelly is not somebody who is being unfairly treated. R. Kelly is a nasty human being. Listen, man, I was too young when the R. Kelly tape dropped. I haven't seen it like that. All right, I haven't seen it, to be honest. All right, I've heard about it. But if R. Kelly was being described he did on the camera, and you guys seen it with your own eyes, what are you still, even if R. Kelly has never been charged with anything, to me that's alone, like that alone should have been enough for you to stop messing with him, right? Now, if you want to listen to R. Kelly music, I guess cool, but to have a personal relationship with this man and to even go as far as to utilize your audience to try to get him free and lie about what he's being charged and convicted of is crazy, man. If you are a 5150 fan right now, I don't know how you are a 5150 fan, bro. You're probably just as nasty as Corey is if you are a 5150 fan.
The thing about it is, Poetic Flacco, 5150, they cater to the lowest common denominator. They cater to those who don't do their analytical research, that, they were on the block for years, the Pookies, the Ray Rays, the Shanays out there that will grasp that they'll grasp at any truth as long as a black man is saying it without doing their due diligence and research. That's what the 5150 is all about. It's all about catering to the lowest common denominator. That's what the 5150 show is about. Anybody worth a lick of sense would never back this man after he had tapes of child exploitation and SA tapes, VHS tapes. Absolutely ridiculous.
Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, man? And if you're still watching...
Thank you to Poetic Flacco. Thank you very much to Poetic Flacco. He's doing his research on his YouTube channel. He has made it his life's work to see this man convicted. And look, it's here he is again with his latest update on Corey Holcomb after his last show on Tuesday night. I'll let the man explain himself. Corey Holcomb podcast just hit an embarrassing new low. Yeah, let's get into this, ladies and gentlemen, and see indeed where Corey has taken this. Now, yes. All right. Yeah, well, we'll get into this right here. This is his latest take. So thank you very much to Poetic Flacco doing wonderful things in YouTube streets, and we won't get into some other allegations that were lodged against Corey Holcomb, but let's see if it's developed here. This is video. Corey Holcomb podcast just hit a new embarrassing low. Let's get into it.
Corey Holcomb is sitting at less than 100,000 views after 24 hours. This is the worst it's ever been. And it's not the YouTuber's fault. No, people are finally waking up to Corey Holcomb and his BS. See, Corey Holcomb, the usual numbers are 15 to 18,000 live viewers. When it's done, it sits at about 150,000 after the first hour. Then it rounds out to about 270, 250,000, right? You know, after about like a week or so. For this to be less than 100,000 after 24 hours, when the usual podcast ends at 150,000 due to 18,000 live viewers, this is just bad. It's bad. Now, Corey Holcomb realized the dramatic decrease in viewership while he was live. And he realized the audience realized it because the audience was making it perfectly clear, bro, your numbers is tanking. But he had another creative excuse as to why the viewership was so low.
Man, we wish well to the people.
Okay, conspiracy theory incoming. Let's continue.
Who come at us. Like right now, it's everybody used to us starting later. That's why the numbers climb, where it's 9,400 in the chat now. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the haters will be like, yeah, they don't watch him no more. Look what somebody said bad.
Well, there was a super chat.
Desperate mother.
His viewership has dropped by about 40%. People are no longer tuning in. They came for a week or two to give him an opportunity to make amends for the nasty, nasty, nasty things he were exposed for saying, but he just never apologized.
And he's getting sued for it, ladies and gentlemen. He will be sued. Anton Daniels is coming for him. I can guarantee you that. And also you had Crystal. The Crystal lady. Yes, indeed. She's coming for him too. Let's continue.
They gave him an opportunity to amends for hitting that woman in the face on camera. All he did was made excuse about how TMZ is out to get him and refused to address the actual video of him putting hands on that woman. People are just sick and tired of it. So Corey Holcomb, right, can no longer blame us because his excuse was, oh, y'all just chatting. My 5150 crew ain't going nowhere. Our numbers are still the highest. It's not the highest anymore. So now he panicking. Our criticism used to only be white noise that didn't mean nothing, and it wasn't reflective of his chat and his subscribers and his real supporters. But now his comment section is filled with detractors. Now his comment section is filled with people calling him out. Now his comment section ain't filled with love anymore. It's filled with people calling him out for being dumb, for saying dumb things, for saying nasty things. So now Corey Holcomb got a new creative excuse. It used to be it's just YouTubers hating. Now his own comment section is giving him the critique. So now Corey Holcomb is saying that it's bots, that somebody has sent an orchestrated, calculated campaign of bots to leave negative comments about him and about his behavior in his comment section. This man would do any and everything and say whatever he has to say to avoid coming to the realization and taking accountability.
Man, what's up? We are back. The most, what would you call this show nowadays?
The most hated, lied on.
Yeah.
The most hated, lied on. Spend whatever money at all costs to bring them down because ain't no backdooria up here at show. Anyway, yo, man, this is funny. What was y'all telling me earlier? Because I already knew this anyway. I just didn't have a word for it.
Oh, just these bot sites, man. These bot attacks, you know.
But not just the sites. We were also reminding him that in chats, live chats, show
those
chats.
are night bots in the chat. In the chat is night bots. In the comments, is bots. Mm-hmm. You can program.
Explain what you're saying.
So you can go on bot sites and you could pay to have 1,000 different accounts send you messages or variations of the same messages from a targeted demographic. You know, if say you pay for 1,000, 200 to come from black women between the ages of 15 and 25, then another 250 of the messages will come from black women between the ages of 50 and 60, and then another 500 will come from young black males between the ages of 20 and 35, and then you could program it, you can customize it to leave messages at different variations, different times, like 3:15.
But make sure you explain, like, because some people don't even know what you talk about.
Here's the thing about Craig Fax. Craig Fax is the one you just saw speak on behalf of Corey Holcomb. Craig Fax, you know, a talented, funny man, gotta say. He is Corey Holcomb's, like, you know, hype man when it comes to conspiracy theory. Anytime Corey Holcomb has a conspiracy theory that, you know, that he totally believes, Craig Fax is there to back him up with his, you know, his side of ghetto logic, and quite simply, it's sometimes the numbers, okay, you can connect the dots in certain circumstances, but sometimes they're just truly outlandish. But again, it just goes to show that. Corey's going on siege mode, defense mode, and you know how Darlene is still on that. I feel bad for Darlene, man. Darlene is an innocent victim in this whole thing, and I hope she gets out of there. But and to a certain extent, Craig is as well. But you know, Corey's just dragging all these people down. But let's continue.
Yes, bot sites where they have
bot sites where people talking shit.
Yeah,
it look like it's a person talking shit.
It's a bot. Yeah.
It's a bot.
Right. So
watching old people figure out the internet in real time is so great. First off, man, that's not being done to Corey Holcomb. But they're using this to explain to their chat or the people who used to watch their show why when they come on their live stream, all they see now is negative comments. Nobody is. Those are real people. Those are real commenters expressing, you know, their disagreement with you. The best thing to do, man, is take accountability and address the criticism. Right? Finding every creative excuse in the book for why exactly your audience is turned on you is not wise, Corey, at all. Not one bit. Now, I disavow all bot use. I think is dumb. Anybody who use a bot, just know it's illegal. YouTube frowned upon it. It's not going to end well for you. No matter what type of bot you're using, it's not going to end well for you. Don't do it. But this is not the case regarding Corey Holcomb. No.
Shout out to Sinclair World.
Cover you. Now your audience is watching these YouTubers, and they're starting to find out things about you that they didn't know before. And now
on
they're
IG,
also turning on you because now they realize things, you know, that they didn't know. That's just the natural progression of a villain arc on YouTube, bro. Embrace it, accept it, or take accountability and, you know, and move on.
And it'll be, when they stick it on your page, it could have certain cue words. Anytime you say "ant," or anytime you say "that's funny," or anytime you say "backdooria," it'll leave a comment. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it'll be variations. It'll be 50 variations of the same comment. You know what I'm saying? So when you start seeing them types of tirades, these blitzkriegs of certain types of messages, that's all bots and night bots and people, you know.
And you can set stuff up where you can use on your sites, right?
Right.
You can set it up where you can avoid certain comments by hashtagging or making those particular words stand out. Like you could say, if any comment comes through that has this particular word in it, let's say, right? And
right.
It won't even allow it.
And
go ahead.
And the idea is just to oversaturate somebody's timeline and messages to kind of try to take the wind out of the fan base, you know what I mean, to get people to believe in shit that ain't really for real, you know what I'm saying? So
start little fake arguments.
It's a campaign.
The only person taking the wind out of the
shout out to Lemonade Marketing.
Yo, your audience came to y'all to listen to certain things. Listen to y'all tell jokes, y'all talk about some game, y'all give some advice, talk about your personal stories. The audience came for this particular product. Ever since Corey Holcomb has gotten exposed, Corey Holcomb has transitioned this show into him trying to super explain, into him trying to make excuses, into these brain dead conspiracy theories, and the audience is sick of it. They're not there for that, bruh. The audience is there to hear about certain things, to hear about y'all talk about topics. But instead, they are treated to a 2-hour show of Corey Holcomb. Like, you're giving these brain dead conspiracies about how everybody on the internet is out to get him, how he's the biggest story on the internet, when in fact he's not even a top 500 trending topic online at all. No, this is a very niche thing, but Corey Holcomb don't realize this. All right, so Corey Holcomb and his inability to take accountability, his inability to move on, is what's taking the wind out of this show. Bots are not being used. It's just not happening, bro. All right. And the bots that they are like describing, like such as a bot that can read. Understand this. They said, there's a bot that can read. Like, they hear you say a word on the screen, and they automatically have a prompt based on what you say through your video. They have a prompt to bro, something that's sophisticated is good. It's M's, bro. Nobody is putting that much resources into Corey freaking Holcomb.
No wall.
Okay, we're gonna. I want to just do a bit of an audible here and get to something. Here we go. That regarding Corey and certain allegations against him that may not have come to light just yet. Yes. Here we go. No, that one. Yes, here we go. That's what I was looking for. This one right here. I'm going to put this one up and let y'all see this.
I understand why you feel the way you feel, because Master taught
Okay,
you the
okay.
way he taught you.
Okay, we're going to let this, Poetic Flacco did this video, and I forgot to include it in the, into this, compilation here. Corey Holcomb just exposed with more PDF allegations. Yeah, Corey is, he's been considered a PDF, and I know it wasn't featured on the show just yet, but yeah, all these conspiracy theories and everything, that's just to sidetrack you and believe that, all these different things. Now, the reason why he supports R. Kelly so much, number one, he thinks that, R. Kelly's innocent, number one. But number two, there are certain ideas R. Kelly believes in that Corey may share. These are allegations. These are unfound truths. Let me say that. But he may share. We're going to put it to proof right here. As I said, Poetic Flacco has made it his life's work to expose Corey Holcomb. And here's another video by Corey Holcomb. Corey Holcomb just got exposed with more PDF allegations. He is done. Shout out to Poetic Flacco. He is doing his thing on these YouTube streets. Let's continue.
But if you ever leave out, you gotta wait for a hoe to be 18.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, okay.
Jesus.
This shit go out. You know what's amazing? In 3 weeks, we're going to see this whole episode on SVU. I can't crack any jokes.
Unless it was a party.
Come here, boy, let me show you how to.
I don't think
Is that a good thing to do?
No.
Because my son is coming to town this week. He's 16. Should I take him somewhere?
What? No.
You got these bathhouses out here?
Are you
Get
serious?
his ass washed by a
I don't think
Like
so.
16?
No, I don't think so. Unless
Just
he's
relax and let it happen, boy.
No, if he was 18, maybe.
crying a little bit. Like
What's that 16-year-old kid look when they getting their ass washed by a
Yeah, they
grown
start. Uh-oh.
Let us scrub you.
Corey,
Wait,
stop
does
squirming.
it?
He looking at you, you be like this.
Right.
He's
It hurt.
crying, he's sniffling.
Let it happen.
At some point, we have to start asking, what's the punchline? What was the punchline if these were jokes? Corey Holcomb asking the room if anybody else has ever looked in the room, right, of an underage girl who was the daughter of a woman he was dating, and they was like, right, no. Right? Or Corey Holcomb saying that he wants to get his son sexual experience with grown women on his 16th birthday. Like, things like that to me is like, hey, bruh, what's the punchline? If you were joking, tell me the punchline, though. What was the dun-dun? Because there was none. I didn't see one or hear one.
Something? Anybody want to talk about that?
Wait, what? We're just gonna.
Any of the you with their kids saw you naked or something?
No.
This must be why his old co-host is no longer on the podcast, because dude was not going for none of that Corey Holcomb stuff. Look at the level of disgust, the level of absolute disgust on his face when Corey Holcomb said that. Why in the world would the woman you're dating, kids, be able to say they have seen you naked? Like, well, what? Like, what's going on here? There's no excuse for it to happen once, okay? Which is why I understand Zoe's disgust. But Corey Holcomb has told multiple stories like this. The first story we heard in the last video where we examined the PDF receipts that have hit our timeline, he talked about how, like, the 15-year-old, right, like the daughter was 15, you know, and she came in the room and she hopped under the covers and he was butt naked with nothing on. Now he's about to tell a story where this time around the story involves a 9-year-old.
No, never.
It was an accident, but it happened.
Yeah, I had almost.
One day the kids walked in the room and me and the mama was under the cover naked, and then one of the little girls got under the cover and was like, "Oh," I was like, "Yeah."
I'm in here too. How old was the little girl?
Probably about 9.
Oh, she wasn't that young.
She saw why her mama ain't charging me no rent.
He was like 3 or some shit. It's like, mommy.
Hold on, bro.
Yes, let's hold on. Do you see the how should I say, the similarities between R. Kelly and Corey Holcomb? He saw nothing wrong with exposing himself to a 9-year-old. He saw nothing wrong with exposing himself to a 15-year-old. Yeah. And remember, this is out of Corey's mouth. These are stories out of Corey Holcomb's mouth. He brought these subjects up. He wasn't provoked. There was no gun to his head. These were non-solicited remarks. If you don't believe what makes up a Corey Holcomb and the reason why he advocates for and he rides so hard, he rides so hard for R. Kelly, because Lord knows I don't want to, listen, okay, I don't want another controversy on my hands. Why he advocates for the likes of R. Kelly, it's because he may be a NAMBLA member himself. Just saying. Got a comment here, and this is his out convos. Imagine his behind closed door convos. Yes! Thank you, Lana BK, for the comment. Imagine. Thank you very much, Lemonade Marketing. Thank you very much. It's great content. Thank you so much. We are keeping on doing here at Talk Talk Live, so like, subscribe to Talk Talk Live on YouTube, on Instagram. We're keeping this moving. But this is who we're dealing with here, guys. That's why I wanted to run the audible, because everybody say, okay, you're right for R. Kelly. Okay, well, that was a dumb move. Well, would it be a part of his character? Allegedly? Just saying. Let's continue.
This is the second time Corey Holcomb have accidentally been viewed naked by a woman he's dating child. Now, I would assume he's talking about 2 different women because it was 2 different girls, right? 2 different ages. How many times does this have to happen before we say, maybe this ain't an accident, man? Maybe you are intentionally putting yourself in this situation, because this don't sound right, bruh.
That happened to me for real. One day I was living with this lady, and her daughters crawled in the bed, and I ain't have on shit.
Yeah.
I was up under the cover.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, shit. And one of her daughters was like,
rest in peace.
Her daughter was, she was in high school. I think she was 15. Still not legal. You just can't tell your true thoughts. Her daughter was going to be thick like her mama. I know that much.
Yeah.
I can't tell you one person that this situation has happened to, yet alone somebody that it has happened to multiple times.
I want to say to that little 16-year-old girl who was arguing with me, you born to lose, bitch. You're going to lose. I could tell how you are.
D can sit there and listen to this year, because she's been there the longest. How she can sit there and listen to this man regale in his underage escapades. Listen. underage escapades is ridiculous. I mean, she needs, I guess she needs that check, but being a woman and accepting these ideas and man, I tell you what, boy. Let's continue.
I'll be there when you lose, too.
Can you imagine if this sitting there like,
I'm going to find your back page handle, and I'm going to get at you, goddammit. When you sodomize a little boy, buddy, make a different sound, too.
No, don't.
When you sodomize a little... You know Corey Holcomb went too far with that one. When you got Darlene saying, Corey, Corey, no, that's not good to say, Corey.
But she's been there for years taking these comments. For years. This ain't new. This is, I'm sure that video is about 10 years old. He's been doing this for 16 years. 5150's been running for 16 years. And these comments have been, floated out there for everyone to see. He's hiding in plain sight, ladies and gentlemen. He's hiding in plain sight. These are unsolicited comments. No one had a gun to his head. He just wasn't caught slipping. You are who you are. And here we are.
This is, it's such a treasure trove, but Corey Holcomb and his minions, right, and his cult followers, alleged cult followers, obviously, right, because, it's all alleged.
Yep.
They would defend this by saying, Corey Holcomb's just an edgy joker. I mean, he's an edgy comedian. All right.
Let me tell you something. America, guess what? Guess what, America? All you dumb who ain't never left the hood. I understand why you feel the way you feel, because Master taught you the way he taught you. But if you ever leave out the United States of America, you will find out this is fair game at all these ages that is talking about right now. A bitch has been on this earth 15, 16 years.
is ready to...
Corey Holcomb said with a straight face, the reason why we aren't attracted to kids is because Massa brainwashed us into... Corey, no brainwashing was done, bro. I've never thought about doing anything like that to any type of child. Is wrong. And if I was in a different society, I'll be on the right side of history with these things. This is just objectively wrong. Now, Corey would somewhat save himself only to provide a caveat, okay? See, Corey Holcomb is about to say, I would never do such a thing. I would never. But then Corey said, I would never be with somebody who I felt like their mind wasn't developed. But then Corey Holcomb found a workaround, all right, to that issue. So right when you think he said something positive, just hold your thoughts, all right? We're going to show you what Corey Holcomb workaround to being able to be with kids is.
Hey!
Well, that doesn't make it okay. What the
We're
heck
not
are
saying
y'all
it's
talking
okay.
about?
I'm not saying it's okay.
Well, please
But a
clarify.
lot of these women are children.
I am clarifying. I'm saying in America, you are limited to think that you got to wait for a hoe to be 18 for it to be something that's right in your mind. But do the research on these other countries and find out when grown can put grown in hoes. You'll find out. See, me personally, I would never fuck with a bitch who mind ain't developed.
Well, that's why they have an age.
But wait, let me say this.
Okay.
Let me say this, D.
Do it.
Now, here's where you're really about to see how sick Corey Holcomb is. Corey Holcomb says, I won't mess with no woman whose mind is not developed. But then Corey Holcomb found a workaround. Corey Holcomb, from a lot of people's interpretation, what he's about to say next is him justifying and finding a workaround to how you could be with a 13, 14-year-old and have it be morally okay. That's a lot of people's interpretation of what he's about to say next. Corey Holcomb then says, well, their mind can be developed if you grow with them. So you get with a 5, 6, 7-year-old, you grow with them, so when they're 13, 14, well, their mind is not developed.
In other places of the world, you can grow with her. You can mold her mind or whatever y'all gonna do where y'all ain't got the influence of whack United States. Because you understand in the United States of America, a bitch say you did something, and depending on who the bitch is, that's show.
I hear you on that one, but at the
Okay, so you know what this is, right? Corey's advocating grooming children to be your lover at a later date. This is called grooming. When he says grow, he couldn't really find the words to say, so he said it in his own language, Lord knows. But this is grooming. He is advocating grooming of children until they're of age. He's advocating doing a Woody Allen. This is a Woody Allen. The grooming of children until they're adults, then you marry them. So that's what Corey is advocating for. Grooming. Does this shock you in any way that he's advocating grooming? For S/X exploitation? Listen. Woody Allen had to be relegated to the shadow realm for such ideas. But Corey's telling you straight up, yeah, grooming's cool, guys. Grooming's the in thing to do. They can do it in other countries. Why can't they do it here? We have a comment saying, effing grooming and advocating for going overseas, aka Thailand trips. Lock him up with Woody Allen. Woody Allen ain't locked up, Lana. Just to let you know, Woody Allen is in, like, you know, he's been sequestered in a faraway land, so that no, I mean, he's still getting his royalty checks from his movies. Let me say that they did not. Remember, he is part of the the powers that be, ladies and gentlemen. So they're not going to exactly eliminate him and just whisk him away. He's in, how shall I say? He is in his he's in solitary confinement in his glass gilded cage that he has created for himself with his wife and whatever, if there are any offspring, whatever kids they've had. But because listen, Woody Allen's wife is from, I believe she's from China herself. Got her at a young age, and Woody Allen, he was grooming this child to be his wife, and here we are. We have another comment. In prison, this is the worst kind of crime, and they will be disappeared. No questions needed. Yep. Absolutely. In prison, this will get you offed. His daughter wife. Yep. That Corey's advocating for. He's saying, listen, I wish I could advocate for my child. See, there's a reason why Corey is so in lockstep with the likes of R. Kelly. Because he believes what, you heard it himself, he believes what R. Kelly believes. They're in lockstep. They're a funny pair, ladies and gentlemen, and it's about time you knew. He's asking for daughter wives, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue.
At the same time, the maturity factor, see, I think you like the fact that in those countries they can marry somebody like that because they don't know what they're doing. You just said that these girls
don't know what they're doing.
Those girls that young, so the guy's you just said they can grow together. You already know what you're talking about. So
hey, I know some people where the dude had to get permission to get married to the daughter, right? And they are still together. It worked.
Yeah.
They get pulled in.
Somebody say I said a 15, 16-year-old girl is perfect. What? Hey, I said a 15, 16-year-old girl is a perfect, you can have the healthiest baby you can have with somebody like that.
Statistics,
I said that. If you know anything about human anatomy, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, you saw the man in the hat right there. I want you to play that back. I want you to hear what this, okay, watch this. Let's do it again. Let's see what, this man in the hat right here, this guy right here, watch him. Watch when he espouses his theory about 15 and 16-year-olds.
They get pulled in.
Somebody say I said a 15, 16-year-old girl is perfect. What? Hey, I said a 15, 16-year-old girl is a perfect, you can have the healthiest baby you can have with somebody like that.
Statistics,
I said that. If you know anything about human anatomy, that's what I'm talking about. I said, in America, if a girl...
Even the man in the hat couldn't follow along. Even the man in the hat had to say, yo, man, He done. You went too far. Corey, he went too far. But this is what he believes. He keeps bringing back these themes. This is not a man playing allegedly with a full deck here. He's not playing with a full deck. And people are rising up and saying, Corey, we may have to divide ourselves from you because you got some ideas up there that, aren't exactly lining up with society's goals, quite simply. Let's continue.
Is 18 or under 18, then it's drama. If you put a girl under 18 in America, it's drama.
I mean, a young bitch, when you grown, I don't think that helped the community, man. I'm just keeping it real. It's some shit somebody like to say. Once young girls are in high school and their bodies are developed a certain way, it look good.
Corey Holcomb just said with a straight face, you can have the healthiest baby with a woman who's 15 and 16 years old, that they produce you the healthiest baby. This is even lower than the last clip. The last clip, he said, 16, 17, 18. He has lowered it down to 15 and 16, which is just statistically wrong. This is wrong. But if we don't agree with it now, we don't know anatomy. What type of anatomy class have Corey Holcomb taken to where they told Corey Holcomb that a 15 or 16-year-old can produce him the healthiest baby? Sir, what? Excuse me? This is sick stuff, man. Sick. Sick.
Shout out Chanel Lewis.
Stuff. But I'm not surprised that Corey Holcomb has said this at all. Because Corey Holcomb already proven what side of the fence he's on, man. The last time Corey Holcomb had a show after the first batch of these clips got released, the first PDF receipts released, Corey Holcomb came on his show and he said how we were all haters, we were envious, we were trying to tear him down, how we want to get him assassinated with the PDF allegations. And I'm like, hold on, right? Hold on, man. Hold on. At what point do you say, hey, man, let me just come out and apologize, man. Let me just come out and disavow and denounce all the nasty things I said. If they were jokes, even though I didn't hear not one joke, I didn't hear a punchline. I heard you say things with a straight face. I heard you correct a fan. When a fan said, Corey, what are you talking? I heard you correct a fan and call him stupid and say he don't know anatomy if he doesn't believe that a 15 or 16-year-old girl can give you the healthiest baby out of any other age.
Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes you just got to call a spade a spade. I call him a jackass. I did, because what he did to Kevin Samuels was lower than low. He no different from any of them ladies that try to dance on his grave. Call him a jackass for that. What do I call him now? Comment below. What can I call Corey now that these live PDF allegations that were unsolicited are out there? Comment below. You saw it for yourself. He likes him tender. He likes him young, ladies and gentlemen. There's no doubt about that. He likes him young. He wishes he could grow one for himself. He wished to be the next Woody Allen, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes you just can't help yourself, but sometimes it's just gotta hold your hands up. You gotta hold your hands up and say, "Hey, thou dost protest too much." He is, he's out there with this, guys. It's unabashed. He hasn't taken this stuff down. They're out there for all to see. It's not as if there are any bots that put these out there. It's not as if there's, it's not as if it was AI, because that was before AI, that created these videos of Corey Holcomb doing things, saying these things. It's Corey. This is literally Corey Holcomb. It's sick. It's pathetic. Allegedly. And what more can you say? Just what more can you say about this? He wants to be the next Woody Allen, ladies and gentlemen. He really does. He really, really, really does. If he could, he would. Let's continue.
You said that. But watch Corey play victim and call us haters and say we're trying to get him killed.
We ain't worried about them. They weren't never the problem. What it is, we have mass media trying to shut down the voice of Corey Holcomb in the 5150 show, and of course, the bloggers who are envious of what we do are going to join in. Ever since TMZ has...
Here we go. It's TMZ for showing the video that he was clearly hitting a woman. He clearly walked up to her and bashed her in the face. No AI there. But TMZ is conspiring against Corey Holcomb. Okay.
Gave a one-sided version of what happened. It then got to the point where even a man like me, who I don't really... I don't walk around living in fear, but I fear for my life now because I see what has been said about me, and they are desperate to bring me down because the word pedophile has been thrown in the mix. And let me tell you something. This is deep. I am no pedophile. I have never been accused of being a pedophile. I have never had charges of being a pedophile. This is something that's coming from the mass media, TMZ. Ever since they said what they said, I have been...
what?
They trying to get at me for real. Let me tell you something, what they do. Because they did this to Michael Jackson. They did this to Martin Luther King.
Okay.
They did this to Malcolm X. They did this to so many people. When they ready to come get you, they assassinate your character so people don't look at you as a human being.
Guys, I showed you the evidence. I showed it to you. Do you think that mass media are railroading Corey Holcomb here? Comment down below. If you believe that Corey Holcomb is being railroaded, I'd like you to comment down below and tell me. Tell me if it's the man, it is the Illuminati, it is TMZ, it is all these people's, all these organizations, all these media companies, media conglomerates, as Corey would say, that are coming after him, that have a campaign to take him down. Comment down below. I just showed it to you. Was it AI? Did they go back to 2015, 16, 17, whenever the show began? 2016 to 26. Okay. 2010 and beyond? Did they go back there when there was no AI and created these sound bites that Corey Holcomb believes are meant to take him down for considering him a PDF? Sometimes the evidence is so immeasurable that you have to believe they're true. And here we are. It's up to you to decide if these allegations are true. There's a lot of people, are starting to switch sides. That's why his viewership is going further down. Because these things are out there. His unsolicited marks are out there. And there's a growing group of individuals who are just literally saying, you know what, we can't rock with you anymore, Corey. We can't. We just can't.
They look at you as a villain. So they are using mass media now.
Okay, here we go.
To come holler at your boy. This isn't little weak bloggers. Little weak bloggers have been talking crazy about me ever since I've been on air. But TMZ took a one-sided story of a woman who's addicted to drugs and quite dangerous. Here now
Okay, here we go.
to come holler at your boy.
Okay, I'm gonna stop that. Oh wow. Okay.
Little weak
I
blog.
put myself out there. Let's get out of there.
About me.
Let's go here.
I've been
Okay.
on air.
There we go. I was wondering what happened there. I put myself on screen. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen.
I understand why you feel the way you feel, because
Oh, okay. Well, that is Corey Holcomb in all perpetuity, ladies and gentlemen. And quite simply, he is he is who he is. He is who he is. But let's get off Corey now. We got to get off Corey. Let's get off Corey. Let's get on to Anton. Anton is, again, he's got. I'm sure he has a pending lawsuit against the likes of Corey Holcomb. But Corey did one thing. If Corey did one thing, and I've said it here on Talk Live previously, if Corey did one thing, he exposed Anton Daniels' alleged extramarital affairs. He did do that. He did do that. Anton Daniels, for all those who do not know, is a YouTuber. He does the media, the Monday Money Show, and also he has Room 9. And listen, he's quite successful at it. But in such success, he deems himself to be of a certain standard, and he's deserving of high value remuneration. If to put it in a in a classical way, and the remuneration comes in the fairer sex, ladies and gentlemen, and that's something that Corey Holcomb helped expose at that that tussle that he had on air. So we're gonna go with O'Shea Duke Jackson. He's also doing wonderful things on YouTube streets. He's also a target of the Corey Holcomb, and see him as a conspiracy theorist himself. And we're gonna get into this video of how Corey's revenge on Anton is causing him this problem. Let's get. Thank you very much to O'Shea Duke Jackson. Please like and subscribe to Anton. To O'Shea Duke Jackson doing wonderful things in these YouTube streets. And let's get into this video here.
Talking about his life, the Mika situation, and even Anton Daniels, and even Corey Holcomb, which, in my honest opinion, is not the best idea, understanding what happened to his daughter. Anton Daniels would go on and say that Corey Holcomb exposed the photo of his daughter. His daughter was broken down. He would need to pick up the pieces of the puzzle.
Stop the cap.
But it's okay. That's what he said. But on top,
that's what he said, O'Shea. But believe me, he said that for a reason. A lawsuit is coming. They just need to get the psychology reports and evidence together so that legal proceedings can begin. That's forthcoming. Let's continue.
Tasha K. Anton was saying this.
The fade is still on deck, if that's what he want to do, and we can get it in.
So the fade is still there. He can set it up. Now let me tell you the problem with this language. As a person that is an alleged black conservative, a person who says the culture is trash, a person is saying that we don't need any heroes, a person who is a real intellectual or a black conservative would not talk in this narrative. That person will be looking toward the future. So the incident happened. It's past us. Me and that other individual are done talking about each other. It was unfortunate, but we're gonna move forward, especially if something happened to your daughter, which did happen because Corey Holcomb went too far with a minor. Okay, but he would continue to say this.
I think Corey broke.
He ain't got no money. What you talking about?
I think he broke.
I talked to his baby mama and his ex-wife. He hiding money from them right now because he on that white porn star.
I don't think he had money. I think he broke.
Now, this is what Anton was saying even after the incident and the whole week leading up to the 5150 show. Corey was not even really responding, but he was going around talking about how broke Corey was, how dusty he was, and all of that. And let me just say this.
If you did not know, the reason why Tasha K is on her on the internet is because she was banned from YouTube after her lawsuit by Cardi B. So she can't provide anything. She can I don't know if she can do Instagram. I think she was called off social media in particular. That was part of the settlement, here. So that's why TashaKLive.com is available here. So she can only post highlights and such, but that's where she has to go live because, well, she played around and find out with Cardi B. But it's one thing Corey is very good at is his nicknames for two of his enemies here, Monkey K and Tampon Daniels. Oh my God, Corey! Jesus, that was funny. Anyway, yeah, but that's the reason why Tasha K is. You have to see watch full interview on Tasha K Live. It's because Cardi B got her banned from YouTube. Let's continue.
Really responding, but he was going around talking about how broke Corey was, how dusty he was, and all of that. And let me just say this: if somebody is really broke and dusty, and you feel like they don't have any value, why go to their show? Why go to their podcast? If I honestly feel that somebody is broke, they're not on my level, I'm not gonna try to work with them because I know that they are not on my level, right? I just know that, so I'm not gonna waste my time. You would only go and work with somebody who is, on your level if you can get something from it, which is what you got. You got some attention from it, okay? So you can't call the man broke now when you were willing to go to his podcast and sit up there and damn near fight the guy.
Yeah, he wanted a viral moment. I'll give Corey this. He wanted to have a meaningful debate with Anton Daniels, and Anton Daniels just wanted a viral moment. That's exactly why he went on out there. He wanted he did away with meaningful conversation, and he won. It was really Anton Daniels who started the fight with Corey Holcomb. That is a guarantee. That is true. Let's continue.
So he wasn't broke then, was he? Now, Corey Holcomb would respond to this directly.
I ain't got no money, like you said. I'm broke. I think they be dissing when they say it's broke. Yep, I'm broke. I ain't got nothing. I got a pair of Levi's and lay away.
Corey would also go and start responding to Anton Daniels' commentary on Tasha K's show.
I'm saying like somebody who like a tampon or fruit booty buttons, and I ain't bringing up his name to start no shit. I'm just saying, when we go, and I don't know you especially like that, we gon' go. If you think I'm not supposed to say something about somebody, and you feel like I'm out of pocket, like that motherfucker said on Harlem Nights, get the fuck out. He said, I'm gonna kick your ass.
So Corey is saying something that I think is important here, all right? Listen, I don't really know you like that, so here you are trying to throw shots at me, and I don't know you, we're gonna go, okay? I'm not gonna play anything by your rules. Now, again, we might not think that is the truth, and even I have criticized, Corey Holcomb on that. But again, it's not like Corey Holcomb, to be honest, just started.
It's funny thing that also do that because he's actually wearing the 5150 shirt. JJ Jackson wearing 5150 show basketball shirt. Yeah, he's here. He's a target of Corey Holcomb himself. It's quite ironic. Let's continue.
It's not like Corey Holcomb, to be honest, just started off talking about Anton Daniels' family and wife for no reason. Anton Daniels was an agitator, and still, even after what happened to his daughter, here he is agitating again. And then Corey says this.
If you going at it with me, I'm going at you. I'm going at you, and you can throw threats about whatever. That's what comes when you lose the battle, because there are more damaging images that I would love to run with and say, any mother who got it. This is the 5150 show.
Well, now, here's the thing about Corey Holcomb. He fights dirty. Shout out Annette Dugas. He fights dirty. And listen, he'll use any means to win a battle. Any means. Any means. He's already called him. He's a self-confessed dirtbag. He said it. He's gone there. He's gone there, and he's put Anton's wife and child on screen. Self-confessed. He said, "No. We gonna mess with everybody." He's scorched earth policy. Anyone can get it. Anyone can get it with this man. That's why I say this guy acts like he has nothing to lose, which is, hey, this is what you're dealing with here. So it would behoove you really to think twice before going after a man who literally acts like he has nothing to lose. And he doesn't have the wherewithal and sense to put things together and really think of a game. Because this, he's like that. He is Mr. Action. He is it when it's up, he's gone. He's ready to go. He is ready to go. Let's continue.
Only does he, roast Anton up. He's saying that he got more pictures. Okay, he got more. It's more pictures out there. Let me just say this again. I'm gonna always repreface this. If somebody had talked about my wife, my daughter, in a disparaging way, I would never go at this particular person. Okay, I just wouldn't. I will leave it alone if it really happened. What this is showing to me that what Anton was saying about his wife and daughter, it never happened, because you would not go back and deal with this person again and talk about a person that would go this far. All right, why would you do it? Then Corey says something interesting.
If your offspring ugly,
oh boy,
I might say your offspring ugly. I'm not above that.
Nope. He ain't.
I'm not above that. In fact, Tampon never said his offspring wasn't ugly.
Nope.
Tampon told Monkey K she was beautiful, but when it came to his offspring, he said, and I quote, "She got a beautiful soul."
Now, here's one of those two far comments. He, obviously he's basically saying, look, if your daughter is ugly, if your offspring is ugly, I'm not above that. You called Tasha K beautiful, but when it came to your offspring, you said she got a beautiful soul. Okay? Which, for me, I don't know where that point is going, but he can easily justify himself. And then again, Corey Holcomb does stuff like that, where what he's talking about really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But okay, if you can make that up and justify it yourself, fine. But the reality is, though, I kind of see where he's trying to go with this overall, even though this is a very, very poor example. You are there with Tasha K, somebody that I extremely dislike and have problems with in the past. You're pulling up to her podcast. The only reason why you are there is because she dislikes Corey Holcomb. That's one of the reasons why you're there, because both of y'all don't like Corey. So then you're giving him more ammunition to do this again. And so he comes after the wife.
I had a feeling Tampon wife ate when I saw a video of her at this Walmart with this girl. Now, I'm telling people, you should be able to find this video. And if they took it down, I still got it in my phone. When I saw Tampon wife with a woman in my Walmart, and she was trying on some pants and the pants broke, and the girl was touching the back of her in a way, I was like, don't do that.
Calling his wife all those names for me is terrible. But again, I'm going to be honest with you. I got to be honest with you. Anton knew what he was dealing with. You got a guy out here who don't care. You got a guy out here who will take it there.
Yep.
The man will take it there. All right. And you have no respect for your family. You have no respect for your daughter to go on and then egg this guy on because he's operating in a lane in which you can't control his outcome. So why stir the hornet's nest?
Excellent point raised there by O'Shea Duke Jackson. This man has nothing to lose, and he acts like it. He really, really does act like it. If you want to get in dispute with this man, believe me, he's coming for you, your family, your friends, your relatives, everyone. He's coming for everyone. This man is scorched earth policy 101. He's looking to take you out any way he can. So for you to antagonize him, saying that you want to catch the fade with him, you get what you. Come on, man. Come on, Anton. You're a smart dude, but that wasn't exactly smart. But thanks to O'Shea Dude Jackson. But we're not done with Anton yet. Oh no, we are not done with Anton yet. We are back here with O'Shea Dude Jackson himself. Let me see how many you got. Yeah. No. I want to do this with Confidence Creator. Confidence Creator doing wonderful things in YouTube streets. He has chronicled the affair between Anton Daniels and Nika. In his video, she threw away her marriage for Anton Daniels. Yes, indeed. It's pretty much a known secret. That it's an open secret that Anton Daniels is sleeping with Nika. You can see in the pictures, they go away together, no husband in sight. You'll see here, they appear in in various amounts of dress in each other's hotel rooms. Yeah. Listen, Anton Daniels is flexing. Whatever agreement he has with his wife, but it's clear to see. If he's flying this girl everywhere out, in and out, believe me, there's something going on. And this is Confidence Creator. Do like and subscribe to Confidence Creator, doing wonderful things YouTube streets. And his video, she threw away her marriage for Anton Daniels. Let's continue.
He tried to dirty Mac and tried to, you know what I'm saying? The nigga know I'm married, nigga know I got shit going on. Luckily for me, I do what the fuck I want to do and I don't worry about that shit because I got control over my situation. But
he did say that. Okay. He's got his wife on the minus and he's going out there doing what he wants. He said it to you. Let's continue.
But what if my chick wasn't familiar with the fact that I got a chick out here with me?
This clip was after Corey Holcomb exposed that Anton tried to bring a woman to his podcast.
Hey, homie, all right, I'm out. Get your bitch ass the fuck on and walk over there with your bodyguard and your bitch, nigga. Walk over there with your bodyguard and your bitch. You prove my point. I got shit to do. You're right. Don't bring bitches up here, dog, that you ain't finna stand on. Remember I told you that. If you got a bitch with you, explain the bitch. Don't ask her to be on my show, nigga. Can she be on the show? I don't know that bitch, nigga. Now get your whole ass the fuck on and pay for your pussy like you got to. Cake ass nigga.
But no one believed Corey. And then Mika came out and told everybody it wasn't true.
Here's another very challenging question, but I have to ask you. I just have to ask you. Have you and Anton ever had sex?
No.
Hold
on. No.
You lying ass bitch.
And you said no, the lie detector test determined that was a lie.
That was a lie. Listen. Let me tell you something. Nika's lying in plain sight. There's no doubt about that they are, she's getting that tussie knocked the dust off. That is there for all to see. She is, look at her Instagram page. No sign of a husband. She travels everywhere in Anton without husband. Husband has yet to see Anton face to face. We're done here.
Ruined my goddamn marriage. That's a lie. I cheated. Let's talk about it though. Let's figure it out.
But what if my chick wasn't familiar with the fact that I got a chick out here with me?
Anton said this right after he came from the Corey Holcomb show, before anybody really knew who Mika was. Anton, thinking about himself, just told the world that Mika was his side chick. And it's not because Anton isn't a liar, because a man that lacks integrity, he's definitely also a liar. And in my opinion, he's someone who would sell his soul.
$100 million, you can have my soul.
That's you. Now we know your character.
So Anton told the world that Mika was one of his chicks because Anton only cares about Anton. He's a bag chaser, right? He cares about money and clout. He doesn't care about how this might make his side chick, who's married look, or how his daughter might feel about him cheating on her mom, or his wife, who we talked about in this video. He definitely doesn't care about how crazy this makes his wife look. Not because her husband's a cheater. Listen, spouses cheat. It's wrong, but they do. But you got on the internet and told the world. That's the embarrassing part. That's not normal, regardless of how famous you are. That shows you don't care. I mean, look at you. You're still almost a month later after this happened, and you're still talking about how you want the fade.
And the fade is still available if he wants it. No, that's the honest to God truth.
Can we get the boxing match set up
That's the
in
honest to God.
Miami?
If he wants to get his diabetic out here, and that's on everything. All of this talking on the internet, we know he cracked jokes because that's a defense mechanism.
People on the internet.
Okay, was loving that. She was absolutely loving that because she dislikes Corey Holcomb with the heat of 1,000 suns. It just makes her tingle to think that somebody else is gonna give Corey Holcomb the fade. Let's continue.
Say they don't do this internet shit, but then proceed to do internet shit because it brings attention. And Anton does everything for clout. But let's stay on topic because in the same live stream, Mika looks like she's been drinking and like she's just finished getting her back blown out. Hair all messed up.
I'm not assuming she broke. Hey, look like you. What is your hair doing, Mika? You look like you just. What's up, girl?
Again, watch the hair again. Whose channel is this girl in? Now listen. Whose live feed are they on here? This is Nika. This is not her name. This is Nika. This is not her name. Just saying, guys. The shit is real.
Notice someone on the panel says, "What's up with your hair?" And Mika claims she just got upstairs so people don't think they're staying in the same room because it's 2 to 3 a.m. and she's in another man's hotel room even though she's married.
I know you fucking lying.
When this live stream was filmed, the Anton versus Corey beef was just going viral. So no one even thought to ask what you and Anton got going on. But Mika probably would have lied anyways. I don't know why she keeps lying because Anton already admitted that she's one of his chicks.
You was the shooter. Man, I'm just letting you know what the streets saying. I'm out here in the LA streets right now.
You shot the sheriff.
Yeah, they were like, man, Mika was the shooter, cuz.
No, and I just came upstairs. No, and I just came upstairs. No, and I just came upstairs.
House of Hoops also noticed that Anton showered and changed while they were still on live stream.
The nigga Anton was preparing to jump in the motherfucking shower while she was on screen. You don't believe me? Okay, he got his own platform going. He got his own thing going. So...
Run it back. Let's see it again.
While she was on screen. You don't believe me? Okay, he got his own platform going. He got his own thing going.
Stop there. He's finished yamming. The man finished yamming, ladies and gentlemen. So he got to clean that, that breath up. The man finished yamming. He got to clean that breath up. In the same hotel room. Listen, you'd think if she's married, they're in separate rooms. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, if this is not definitive proof that this man is having an affair with this woman, I don't know what to say. He's just finished yamming. If you know, you know. He just finished yamming right over here, right there. Oh my gosh, let's go. This is too good. Let's go.
So it should be fine.
I think a lot of you guys are 1,000% unable to be impartial on what you saw and or heard. Big shit. I don't want to hear that shit, nigga.
Somebody's back just got blown the hell out. That hair ain't the hair of a businesswoman. That hair is the hair of something going on over there.
What y'all didn't notice, he had the white shirt on. He took the white shirt off. Nigga went in the restroom, started brushing his teeth, walking around. He want to be seen. It's like he want to be seen that he's in this moment with her. You go throw your clothes on the bed, them drawers. He throw his drawers on the bed and whatever his little pajama shorts or some shit, just to pick it up on camera. He winding down, about to go jump in the shower.
Same day, same room. He showered and then switched shirts.
They're braided, right?
Nigga, I don't give a fuck, nigga. Nigga, my haircut. If my barber ain't talking to me, my haircut 25 minutes.
And as a married man, I've seen enough. She's guilty. But y'all need more proof. So let's talk about you, Mika, because you also lack integrity and lie about a lot of things, including this picture.
Why would you edit this particular picture to make this imagery look lesser of a problem?
I remember seeing that first picture and immediately thinking about the Drake quote.
Drake?
You know that one Drake song?
And I know them type of hugs. Same shit I do to women when I know I used to fuck.
Hand right above that ass. But Mika, you made that hand disappear. And you see, here's the problem, Mika. You can only submit to one man. You can only stay in pocket for one man.
As Anton.
Yeah, here's the deal, right? Her plan was to move on. Hell, I think her plan is to still move on. She's lying in wait for Anton Daniels to say peace out to his wife, and so she can be the next one. I can guarantee it. I can guarantee you that. That is the case. That's what's going on down here. That's exactly what's going on. What can you say? What can you say? Guys. As my man Mikel Arteta would say, what a surprise. Let's continue.
Representation. Thank you.
We want to say that we went to the 5150 program to have an educated conversation. The conversation
this is true.
took a left turn. And
it did. Yes, it did.
To use our judgment and.
Let me say this.
No. And remember, it was Anton that made it go left. It wasn't Corey this time. I'll give Corey his credit. He wanted to have a meaningful conversation, but Anton made it go left. But I'll listen to what Anton has to say.
Also,
sir,
let me say this also. Mika stayed in pocket. She followed my lead. She stayed. She ain't do none of that. She ain't trip. She just said, "Yo, I'm rolling with you," and that's the end of the conversation. She ain't say one word. She just kept it moving. That's how women are supposed to move. They not supposed to do all of the extra shit and all of that. You follow the lead of the person you're with. That's a fact. You don't say nothing. You don't get out of pocket. You don't do none of that. You jump in the middle. Move with the person that you move with. That's it.
Now here's the thing. You're supposed to follow one's lead. A woman's supposed to follow her man's lead, and I solely subscribe to this. Man head of the household, woman, then children. Absolutely correct. That's fine. The man is supposed to be the leader, the protector, the provider. Fine. But she already got another leader. Where, in God's greenest, do you come off, Mr. Anton Daniels, and say that this woman who's married already is supposed to follow your lead? Are you getting the picture, guys? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? What my man here is seeing? What else are we to think?
This is poor pussy management at best, because why are you following the lead of somebody who doesn't give a shit about you? And you supposed to be a conservative, right?
I am Hispanic, and the deporter-in-chief is still 6 million plus Barack Obama.
I'm Hispanic and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump. Yes!
She sounds just like that lady. Mika, if you watching, I just want you to say this.
Beyond betrayed. They used us.
That's right. The first step is admitting that Anton used you.
Yeah, like, do you like the controversy? Like,
Yeah, it's great marketing. It's phenomenal marketing.
yeah. Okay. So
You are phenomenal marketing. You know how much more valuable I become when I bring Mika with me to places? Man, you wouldn't believe the amount of doors that I get in as a result.
Here's the thing was about Mika. Mika is about an adjustable 6. I'll call a spade a spade. She's she got that body. I'll get that, but makeup off. She's a 6, but when she put it on, it can turn up to an 8. She's an adjustable 6 to me. But again, my man sees her as an 8. He sees her as an asset and his woman, quite simply.
Yeah, he used you. And to the haters, I'm an independent. I call out bullshit on both sides. But you being used like this, Mika, got me thinking, are you even conservative or are you just a grifter? And apparently, while editing this video, O'Shea said the same thing.
Wrong with Mika's YouTube channel, she doesn't really have strong opinions. She's not necessarily so talented on the right, let me just say, as a person that's supposed to be a conservative. She doesn't really go deep or delve deep into topics, which to me would seem like this conservative ideology base she has is a grift. She again lets me believe that all of the stuff you're talking about.
Sorry, what is that in the background? Sorry about that. That is. Oh, I don't know how that happened. Jeez, on ages. Anyways, let's go back. All right, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, she's supposed to be following her man's lead. I would think that anything that I think Anton Daniels created this sort of persona for Mika. He's a conservative. She became a conservative. She became a Trump supporter as much as Anton's a Trump supporter. He's known to wear his red hat wherever he went. If you watch his channel, the Anton Daniels channel, he regularly wears his hat to front row seats at the Detroit Pistons games. Called anything but a child of God, but he wears his MAGA hat everywhere he goes. And look at his protege right here. But she's not exactly I wouldn't see her as a conservative. She doesn't have conservative talk points. Again, she is definitely a person who's just trying to, gain subscribers by espousing these conservative views when she's really not conservative so much. Conservative ladies usually stick with the men that they are married to. They're very if you're a trad wife, you're not one to cheat. But again, this is the feminist age, so anything goes. Let's go. Let's continue.
Would have a hard time really putting her thoughts together and relating it to the black community. At least the things that I've seen.
So she's Hispanic.
I know black. I ain't Dominican. I'm Puerto Rican. I know black. Be looking just like me.
Sounds like O'Shea actually watched her content, but I came to the conclusion by looking at her social media. So I scrolled down your page, celebrities everywhere, not a husband in sight, no family pictures, no wedding photos, no nothing. But I did find your rap video.
Do you know that nigga can rap? Well, she's all right. Okay, 80%. If you know, fresh and fit. 80%, but she can get some.
That song says, bounce that ass, get the bag. Spoken like a true conservative with values.
Nigga, please.
So you know what I was thinking?
You must think I'm a hoe.
What? Why you frontin'? Let that nigga
Anton Bone.
I know I look better than that nigga.
No, stupid. That's not what I was thinking. I'm around beautiful women all the time at work. Listen, I'm not perfect, but I don't entertain that kind of energy. So, fellas, you got a good woman at home, you can start being a good man today. But to the homies that are single, She let that nigga hit, and I'm pretty sure you probably look better than him. All jokes aside, Mika, I was thinking, are you a conservative grifter like your favorite artist, Nicki?
Yes, she is. Yes, absolutely she is. She is another Nicki Minaj. Well, again, you'll see in a minute. There are very much similarities between Nicki and well, what's this? Let's continue.
Minaj? I may have to mute that clip, but I'll leave the half twerking in. I'm sure the fellas will appreciate it, and it will help my video retention. But Mika, I saw this clip.
Ladies of a Realist TV, we got Mika and we got Key in the house this morning. What's going on? Yeah.
And then you made this comment on this situation, defending a gold digger?
Excuse me, the news of the divorce comes after TMZ reported they owed $1.1 million in unpaid taxes. Now, Jeanette, I was talking about this in the newsroom with one of our writers, and she said, doesn't really help those gold digger accusations.
Well, there's that. They might have a point. What do you all think?
They said the relationship's broken, or is he just broke? That's what I'm thinking. He's just broke. That's what it is. And
so is that when you dip?
Yeah, that's when you dip.
Oh, that's when you dip, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you what, hey, the feminist never lies, boy. The feminist echo chamber never lies. 1, 2, 3. You can count 3 feminists on the screen, boys. And yeah, she's a conservative. Okay, yeah, all right.
And then you ask for physical custody.
Bye.
That way I can continue getting them a little bit of pots that you do have.
No, y'all laying out the strategy.
I think if we...
Yeah, she's got a strategy. Leave him, take him for what he's worth, and make sure you have kids with him so she can get child support and alimony. See, here's the thing. That's why you don't see feminists protesting outside of a family court, because it's counterproductive. You'll never see a feminist protest outside of a family court because it's counterproductive.
Add the sprinkle. That would sound like something Shira said. The gold diggers would love it, and maybe this is the reason why you move the way you move, Mika. You move so crazy, me and O'Shea were questioning if you were even married.
Are you married, Mika?
Mika don't talk about relationships.
Oh, okay. I just thought to see if you. I mean,
Do
we
I
gonna talk
look
about
like it?
No.
Do I look married?
I mean, I don't. Yeah. I mean, I hear the way you talk and I hear the way you carry yourself. So I just wanted to know, based on the conversations you have. Yeah, because Anton, he speak from because he's married, and then Quentin, he be in the street, so he got a perspective.
You saw that. Did you see that look by Anton when he's licking his lips, licking his teeth, when the comment on marriage came up? You can't make this stuff up, man. This man had eyes on this girl for a while now, and he knew goddamn well she's only marriage in name. She's not. She's not. She's not walking it like she's talking it. She ain't doing it. She ain't walking it like she's talking it. No doubt about that.
So it's like, okay, Mika, is she married or she's single, because it can give us understanding of where you're coming from when you speak.
I feel ya.
Okay.
That nigga Mika don't answer no questions about nothing.
I was like, did I bother her by asking that? Okay.
You know what? Comment down below how long you think this relationship has been going on for between Anton and Nika. Comment down below. I'd say an easy, because they've been collaborating on support. I would say an easy at least 1.5 to 2 years. Or at least a year. At least a year, but at least 1.5 to 2 years. I would say that these two going back and forth, and this affair has been going on. It has been on. This man has been flying this girl out on first class trips, buying her bracelets of $3,000 value, taking her on shopping sprees, taking her on mani-pedis at the MGM Grand. Oh yeah. Anton splurging on this girl. Oh yeah. Yeah. Look in his face. Look at this look over here on his face. I'm telling you, he is He has this devilish grin. He's got a devilish grin, and it cannot be disguised in any way, shape, or form.
Looking forward to hearing from you. I gotta check in with you real quick because you've been out partying since you've been away from your second home.
I have out partying since you've been away from your second home.
I've been oh yes, I have. I have a little bit.
Where'd
It was fun though.
Where'd you?
So have you ever been married before?
Yes, I'm married now.
How long have you been married?
I've been married pretty much all my life.
Your husband approves of your work relationship with Anton?
Yes, my husband knows of every work relationship that I have, period.
Is your husband on your IG?
No.
No.
Again, my IG is strictly for business.
Yeah, it's strictly for business and to bring in punters, because the minute that you appear like you have a husband, no man wants you, and you can't get the punters in. You can't get more followers. You can't do it. So she has to play the game and appear like she ain't got a husband. But at least Ronaldo's wife shows Ronaldo every now and again. So she's proud of him. She is definitely not proud of that husband she allegedly has.
I don't put my personal life on my IG.
She asked Mika, how long you been married? She says, I've been pretty much married for my entire life.
Boy, y'all sit your stupid ass down. Who the f you think you is?
So who says that? Like, if you're really married, why don't you say how long you've been married? Like, I've been married for 10 years. I got married in 1999. So you've been married for your entire life. So since you were 5, you were married at 6 years old. Was your husband 30 and then you were 6? So how do you even respond to that? Now Mika is probably no older than 36 or 37, no older than 40. So to get married and been married entirely your whole life, which would mean a few things. You've been married your entire life since you were young, 16, 17. You've been married multiple times, or you are lying about the status with your marriage.
And I thought you really weren't married, but then I remember your old coworker said he met your husband.
But for full transparency, I think the public should know that I used to be your executive producer for a show that I walked away from. Because I have a personal relationship with you and your husband, I know you guys outside of the work that I've done with you.
So I'm speculating, but I think you got an older husband. And as someone who's got experience being the side guy for women with older husbands, I know how these marriages work. You see, when I was single, I dated married women like you all the time. And I pray that karma never comes back to me. But I was dating married women, and they had older men who paid all their bills. And my young ass supply that long dick. And I know you'd be cool with that situation because you said this.
Size matters to a point, but not really, because if the pockets is bigger, I don't care.
If the pockets are bigger, you don't care because you'll just get it from somewhere else. So my guess is you probably got an older husband at home, just like Shira 7 did. And no disrespect to her husband, I heard he recently passed away, but Mika, you probably got an older husband who doesn't use social media like that or keep up with you, which is why he didn't see how you were moving on the internet until you went viral for letting another married man blow your back out. Bang, bang. And then brag about how you were his side chick on the internet. I mean, Anton was on his John Jones shit, and Mika was like,
Well, can you tell people that I didn't sleep with you for an interview?
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Dang! Oh, my man, John Jones, only the greatest fighter in UFC history, bar none, ladies and gentlemen, bar none. Listen, shout out to Confidence Creator. Listen, the man's theory is sound, very, very sound. It's probably a Shira 7 type relationship. Actually, she has a lot of Shira 7 talking points. She probably married an older man who's not affiliated in social media, and from there, allows her to have affairs and take trips and everything, even because, the thing ain't working, but Anton got that money, so it works out both ways. She probably has a man paying the bills at home, and then Anton pays bills on the road, and also gets his P points, if you know what I mean. Let's continue.
and Mika's husband, if you're watching, sir, this was all preventable because the signs were there.
Let me ask you a question. If I had met you some time ago,
Uh-huh.
you think we would be in a relationship? Why not?
Cause you were broke and had no clout. And according to Mika,
Boys don't deserve no pussy. I know that's right.
Toxic. Why not? Because I'm toxic? Because I'm toxic.
Your love is your love.
I don't think I'm like people like with your personality type. I don't think I'm like
You heard what Anton said about them being in a relationship. Okay, I hope you heard that. This cannot be denied anymore. It really can't. This is no alleged affair. It's happened. It's been happening for at least a year to a 2-year spot.
fun enough.
No, that's not. No, that's because that's what you keep saying to me. Oh my God.
My personality type is to porn.
That's not what the, but see, you changing.
What? I answered the question.
But what about the conversations that we had previously, though?
Which one?
You just was different.
listen, if I'm Mika's husband, after hearing this discussion, my wife would have received instructions to never speak to you again. And at this point, if y'all were already smashing, Anton clearly was falling in love.
Expound. What you mean?
The first time that we was in the car, the first time we was in the car, when we.
Oh. Guys. Discussions were had. He's trying to turn around, that sort of thing. Anton was on one here.
First talk.
I was quiet the entire time.
But then you explained to me why you was quiet.
That's correct.
You quiet for a different reason now.
What?
You quiet for a different reason now. We supposed to be better than this. We supposed to be better than what we are.
That's the first honest thing Anton has ever said.
You don't agree?
No, because I'm a great friend.
No.
I am a great friend.
Sometimes.
All the time.
What happened?
You?
No, that's not true.
This is what you call a lover's tiff, ladies and gentlemen. This is a lover's tiff, if you didn't know. But she married, though.
We'll talk about it later.
No, he says, we're supposed to be better than this. And she then says, she is a great friend. But, Mika, that is very different than what you said on the talk perspective.
How long have you and Anton been business partners or friends?
We're business partners. And
so you're not a friend, because I don't want to provide language that's inaccurate.
that's why I changed it.
Yeah.
We're business partners, absolutely.
Guaranteed her husband was watching this show, because this host knows her husband. If you did not know the skinny, they were introduced to each other. This host knows Nika's husband, so guess what? She's going to swear to the heavens that she never had an affair with Anton Daniels. She's going to be pure as a driven stone on here. But, how should I say? I'm trying to think about it. It's perspective. 9/10 of the law. That sort of thing. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about.
You're not friends.
No.
Okay.
Friends would imply that we hang outside of business.
Not necessarily. Well, yes.
They both lie a lot. One day, they're friends. One day, they're business partners. One day, Anton's faithful. One day, he's a trick, flying hoes out. One day, Mika's married. One day, she's a side chick. At this point, who's going to be an honest friend and tell the audience the truth? Don't switch the subject.
Well, I'm going to be a great friend, and we're going to go to Super Chats.
There was a lot of awkward silences that I edited out, but y'all are on a panel boo-loving. And I was uncomfortable watching it, so I can't imagine being one of the people on the panel, seeing it live. But anyways, that's all I got for you. And if you haven't seen, wow.
Thank you to Conscience Creator. Confidence Creator. Dude, wonderful thing YouTube Street. That was a hell of a breakdown of the Anton Daniels Nika affair. If you can't take away that these two are seeing each other after this, I mean, you can see his new video here, why Riga deserved better. He breaks it down even further. This man has gone into forensic detail regarding this affair between Anton and Nika. And yeah, exactly. So we're gonna, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna leave it right here for tonight. It seems that we just hit the 2-hour mark. So what I want to do is thank you all for your commentary. Thank you, Atlanta BK, and to everybody who's dropped in on the show tonight. We'll be back with more. As long as this is rumble on, because this is gonna rumble on. We'll be back with more. Corey Holcomb, Friday night, Corey Holcomb fights as we move forward with this, because I know Corey ain't going to stop talking, and I know that Anton ain't going to stop bragging, and I know that Nika ain't going to stop lying. So we're going to be here to see it all here on Talk Live, ladies and gentlemen. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And thank you very much. But do comment down below how long you think this affair between Anton and Nika has been. I think it's been going on for at least 2 years. You let me know. Shout out to All Shades for being a part of the show. And we are going to leave it there. But thank you very much for joining me here on Talk Live. And we'll see you in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. But we'll be back next week with another show. Thank you very much. Well, you know what? I may do a Saturday night show. We'll see. Do look out for my promos on IG and YouTube. TikTok. TikTok is the place to be for me, especially with my previews. So, do check it out. But thank you very much for joining me here on Talk Live. And we're going to leave All Shades here on Instagram. Thank you very much. As it just hit midnight, if you need to do what you need to do, if you need to get down like Anton and Nika get down, now's the time, ladies and gentlemen. Now is the time. Back up on the full camera here as we allow you to get prepared for anyway. So thank you very much for joining me here on Talk Live. We just say goodbye on Instagram. We're just going to say goodbye here on YouTube. Do look out if we have another show tomorrow night. But if Friday night's the show, then Friday night's the show. So we'll be back next week with another Friday night Corey Holcomb fights. And thank you very much for showing up on the update. There was a lot of chat we've had over the last couple nights, especially the WNBA, especially with Friday night Corey Holcomb fights. And we are going to keep on rolling. So thank you very much for the renewed positivity and the views. The views are going up, but please like and subscribe on Talk Live on YouTube and on Instagram. Greatly appreciated. But we are going to end it here, ladies and gentlemen, and say have a great weekend. Hope my boys behind me here will be winning tomorrow. We're going after the FA Cup and looking forward to doing that. Let me see who they play tomorrow. I think they're playing Mansfield. They're playing Mansfield Town. So hopefully they get a little bit of rotation and we can do what we do, and that is going for the quadruple, ladies and gentlemen. We're going for the quadruple. Well, we may not get it, but we're going to try. Thank you very much for joining here on Talk Live. Look out for the promos and also the Talk Live Minute coming soon.